I'm so sorry for the delay there. That was my fault. I went to the wrong spot.
Oh, it's
So good morning, everyone. We have a lot of people in the chat. Sorry, Charlie's here, of course. Can you hear? Oh, come here, Charlie. Come on over. Good boy. I know. Good morning.
Charlie wants to let us know that he is here.
All right. Okay. So we have a few people in the chat room. Oh, there's there's Missy. All right. So what we'll do is, Tracy, do you want to get into about different types of soulmates, and then what we'll do is we'll come back, because I know a lot of people are asking about their soulmates. We are going to do the readings, but did you want to go first?
Certainly, I did see a lot of questions when will I meet my soulmate. So what I want to talk about is the different types of soulmates. So we kind of, when we come into this world, we kind of have a contract, and we have certain things we want to achieve in as our soul mission. So we do have our helpers, our soulmates, who kind of travel with us. So it may be, it might be people with past life connections, people with other dimension connections. And what they do, we have different types. So there's a friendship soulmate. So you might meet someone when you're young, and that's your tribe. And then you have the soul sisters, or even your soul brother. Then you also have like teachers, and it could be someone who gave you a really hard time, maybe in school, but they were teaching you something. As difficult and challenging as that experience was, that was what you guys both signed up to do. And then you have your kind of like your romantic. That's what most people want to know is your romantic soulmates. And you also have twin flames. So twin flame is a little bit different than your soulmate, your romantic soulmate. You can have a bunch of different romantic connection soulmates. And then of course you have your soul family. And so there's different types of soulmates. Kelliena, do you want to talk a little bit about twin flame? Because I get that question a lot.
So soulmates, that was really good. So twin flames are, the way that it's been presented to me, are like your other half. They are your other half of your soul. So soulmates, we do have more than one. Twin flames are the other one that really gets us a lot of intuitive feels. They're the other on this world. Like, so if you're not together, you will feel them much more. Karen D said, are karmic relationships also soulmates? That's a really good question. Yes. So my understanding from any relationships that have karma, now karma, the guardians always say karma are the ones that are like what Tracy spoke of, that there's lessons or there's something we need to learn in order to be ready or onto the next vibration. I have two puppies here too, so if you hear them. So when we have a soulmate experience where there's karma, it's often a very focused lesson, whether it is for us to see our power or to recognize that we deserve more. And that's usually the number one lesson that we see with karma relationships, is that there's something that we are doing that we are not seeing our power. We're giving away our worth. And that's why, and especially I notice with a lot of my students and seekers is they'll go through relationships where it's like the same lesson over and over, or the same type of relationship over and over, because there's something you're not seeing or you're not recognizing your power. So really good question. So if you guys see me looking up, I'm looking at the computer here too. So just, this is what I'm looking at if you guys are wondering.
I see. Yes, we have contracts with people that to trigger us or us to trigger them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's definitely but it's funny. I notice a lot of seekers or individuals who come, and it's about that, what you mentioned about the worth, and making sure that you do not settle, because there are a lot of pressures to be in a relationship. But really you have to see your self-worth and be content and happy with yourself, because otherwise, if you don't value yourself, then you're gonna compromise on that, perhaps.
That's a really good point, because it's easy. Like, I think it's really easy to give away our power because we make excuses. We're like, well, no, they'll get it. They'll, the other person is, they'll treat us better, or they will, no, they'll figure this out. And it's something that what part of the lesson is to kind of like pause or and be like, no, I'm not this is not good enough. And it's okay to say that, because I think our society kind of is like, no, you can't ask for more. There is that energy where it's like,
Yeah.
no, you can't make it about yourself or that, but that's not what this is. It's an energy where it's like, no, I know my power, I know what I'm worth, and I'm not settling less for that. And there's a strength in that. And it's about giving permission to ourselves that, hey, we we should be given that.
And I
Mhm.
find, empaths, and healers,
Mhm.
there's, and it could be, both ways, but it's like, okay, I'm going to help this person. I'm going to help heal them. I'm going to
Mhm.
help. And sometimes that can
Yeah.
happen, but they have to
Yeah.
have, you know, it has to be, it's like, you have to be at a certain level, you have to be at kind of like similar frequencies in order to
Mhm.
grow together.
That's a really good point. And I think a lot of, especially my students, um, that that's really important. That's really to be at the same vibration and to recognize when you are on the same vibration, because I think that's also key with it, because it's easy when we're, and the way to tell that is to look at like, okay, am I giving more to this relationship than I'm getting back? And it's okay to ask yourself that. And it's also okay to know that, okay, asking for the support that you need and to know that you're not being greedy. And it could just be like, what I noticed with the ones that are in the lesson where they don't see their power, or they don't realize they're giving away their worth. It's like little things where it's like, okay, are you the one always initiating? Like if you guys are texting, are you the one always initiating the texting? Are you checking in on them before they check in on you? Or are you doing most of the work? And that's the first sign that the aura is not balanced
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
So it should be very equal with it. And also too, you should see them make the effort to find you, or to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're being supported, and vice versa. It's really important. I think empaths, like the healers, uh, you guys you're such givers that it's your nature to give, and it's sort of that aura that you forget to give to themselves.
Yeah. Very
I'll
good
just show you
point.
guys my
Now,
living room. Like, here's all the pets. I'll just show you them all, because they're all doing their thing right now. So just if you guys hear them, that's what's happening.
Winston's right in the back, for me, and it's funny, we're talking about soulmates, but we also have soul animals who come with us too. So I
Mhm.
just wanted to kind of put out there for the soul animals who come and help us out through our life, and we have a contract with them too. But I read a
Yeah.
couple of a lot of questions about when are they coming? When is my
Yeah.
romantic soulmate, or when's my soulmate coming? Any advice about how can we kind of see, because time in spirit realm or guardians is a little bit different than earth base.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the way to tell, because that's probably one of my number one questions from my seekers. The number one is, okay, so first of all, when you are looking for your soulmate or your twin flame, the first thing that's really important to remember is that you are actually communicating with them right now. You are feeling their energy. You guys are already communicating. You're supporting each other. That's already happening. And it's also too important to remember that in this life, it is a done deal. You are going to find one another. That's there.
Yeah.
So going back to when are you, the first thing you want to do is kind of check, okay, are you in an energy where you are in your power, that you've done the work, you're ready for it, you are you'll feel it in your heart. So the way to find that is, first thing you want to ask is, do you feel happy with your heart? Do you feel happy with your spirit? Are you happy with your path? Because once you answer that, then that's the foundation, because that means that you've completed the lessons that you need to be ready for your partner. The second thing is, um, once you feel ready and you know you're ready, what you're doing is you're going to be creating a space for your soulmate or your twin flame to find you. Now, it's also too important to remember that you can be ready, but the other soulmate may not be ready. They may have to complete a lesson, they may have to complete a relationship, all that energy. Oh, hi, Danielle. Danielle's here. So all that has to come in. And what you're looking for is this wave of peace and very, very gentle energy. And it's something,
I've released expectations.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really excellent one. So expectations are one of the biggest blocks out there. If you have an expectation on, who you're expecting for, or like when you're expecting, you're limiting that translation. So you want to allow it to flow. I know we're both working on ourselves. It will happen. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's really very important and very powerful. So going back to the original question, when are you going to find? That's the first part, is establish that. The second thing is, what you want to do is, when I was single, what I would do every night is, when I would pull a tarot card at night, right before I go to sleep, to see what does he want me to know. And I would pull a card. You can use your angel cards too. That's a great one. And what you do is you focus the energy and see, because what the cards will do is it becomes a telephone between you and your, hi Alicia, morning, soulmate, to communicate with one another, and he or she can show themselves to you. So when you get the translation of where they are in their journey, it gives you an idea, okay, are we close or not? The next part is, you're looking for different translations from the universe. So the first signs that you're going to see is, you'll see couples everywhere. That's the first sign that, okay, something is starting to move, something's starting to happen. So you'll see couples holding hands, you'll see romance everywhere. All that energy will be very, very strong, and very, like, it's hard to explain in words, but it's this feeling of peace and love, and just this serenity that you're stepping into. And that will be your sign that the aura fields are connecting and something is about to happen. So when you're looking for when you're going to find your soulmate, the first thing you want to do is start training yourself to see that aura. So to train yourself, what you want to do is, like what I used to do was, when I had my tea or coffee in the morning, I would focus on the energy, and I would allow my mind to daydream about, if I met my man, what would be the perfect way that would happen. So you want to pay attention to, are you drawn to online dating? Are you drawn to meeting through friends? What's your first date like? And what you do is you daydream about it. And as you daydream, what you're doing is you're creating a sacred space for your angels and guardians to give you direct translations, direct guidance on what your soulmate wants you to know, or how they find. So in my case, it was both online, but also too through mutual friends. So when I would daydream, in my case, like, I would get random images of certain friends that I'm like, oh, I need to call them. I haven't spoken to them in a few months. And I was, in the time, I made a note of it, but I didn't do anything with it, because I just thought that was just like, oh, a random thought. But what happened was, once I got with him, it became, good morning, Nancy. Once I got with Ken, it was an energy. It was like, oh, they're mutual friends with him. So you want to pay attention to the random thoughts, because that's very, very, good morning, Evidina. It's an energy where you will get direct translations. It's just, the hard part is not to dismiss it or underestimate what you're picking up. So if you get an image or a translation, oh, I should reach out to this friend, and also to his buildings. There's energy where I remember getting visions of buildings. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning.
As an energy where you will get images of random buildings or restaurants, because these are the foreshadow word. This is where you guys are going to go, or places, like if it's trips and things like that. So you want to pay attention to those. And then the other part too is, when you're looking at, when are we going to meet, or like when you're doing the visual of, if your soulmate and you were to meet in the perfect way and you could control it, what would that look like? And I know that's why it sounds like I'm contradicting myself with the expectations. What you're doing is, you're not creating an expectation, you're creating a frequency so you can see. So you're just creating, like, if I had control of how to meet my soulmate, what would this look like? And then as you look at it, you will be given the frequencies to see where to go. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, hi, Phoebe. Sorry, Phoebe's here. This is Phoebe.
So you're talking about buildings, seeing
yeah.
things, visualizing.
Right, thank you. So what will happen with it is, when you see these, you want to start nurturing the energy. Because I think one thing that we forget is, it's an energy that it's so important to nurture their energy, because we can plant the seeds. It's the same thing as a garden. We can plant the seeds, but if we don't take care of that seeds, nothing's going to happen. So you need to nurture the aura, whether if it's, oh, 1 second, sorry, Phoebe's grabbing something. Phoebe, no, honey.
So we'll kind of let her she has 2 pups there. So We'll let her go back. She'll come
Sorry.
back here in a second.
Okay, sorry, the
So
puppies.
no problem. Nurturing the frequency.
Yeah. So nurturing the energy. So what you want to do is you want to start creating a space, whether if it's like if you're doing online dating, and if you do, I know with a lot of intuitives, online dating, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So what you want to do is redirect the aura where it's like, okay, this is a sacred space. No one's going to find me. Oh, there goes your
I'm down. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Keep it
So,
going.
so what it does is if you do online dating, you just remember that every message you give and receive, it's one step closer to your partner. That's the first thing. So you are going to get a lot of duds. You're going to get a lot of the ones that are not kind. You just block and remove. That's all it is. The second part is if you have an intuition that you're like, no, we're going to meet organically, then you need to nurture that. So it's an aura where you want to do something at least once a week to create a space for them to find you. So if it's going to a grocery store, if it's going to the gym, whatever you're connecting to, you put your energy in before you go forward. So it's an aura where you feel good about yourself. You're in an energy where it's like you feel strong and you put out the aura. You can touch your heart and say, I am here. Show me if you're here, let me know. And then when you go, you pay attention to the translation. There's a really good story. One of my clients, she's super sweet. So she was adamant that she was going to meet her man at the grocery store. So every Friday, Saturday night, she would get dressed up and she would go. And she did this for months. And one day, she was in an energy where she was like, something is going to happen. There's an energy here. And what happened was she went, and when she went to the grocery store, she ran to a couple of her girlfriends, didn't think anything of it, and then just sort of went home. When she met her husband online, I think a few months later, the friends that she ran into, one of the friends, her husband was best friends with her man. So she didn't
That's so
recognize
cool.
it. So that was how she was translating it. So going back to, I think it was Karen is, she's like expectations. If you have a very specific expectation on how you're going to meet, it's important just to sort of have allow the energy to flow a bit. So if you feel like you're going to meet in the grocery store, allow the aura to come forward because this energy will come in.
And it's funny, as you said, like I always pull a card before these live streams, and I kind of got this, and this is from the Whispers of the Ocean. And it's like every step counts. So for those looking for your soulmate partner, a romantic relationship, every little thing will add up. And for
Yeah.
those who have or are single parents, you might have, you you graduated from a relationship. Sometimes I just want to mention that because there was one question about about that. Sometimes what happens, that's the purpose of the relationship. You bring in the kids and then you kind of go. But those I think the key thing that I'm hearing is, create that without expectations, create that space to be content with yourself and welcome that energy in and really tune in. The guardians aren't talking to you. You just have to listen, and it might not make sense at the time.
Yeah, that's very important. That's really important. Did you want to get into doing the translations?
Sure, let's do that. I know there were some people with some questions above, so if you're still in the chat, because I cannot scroll up, I'm just afraid of. Can you put your questions in the chat now, and then we'll do some translations.
Okay, I'm just going to go up to see if I can see. Yeah, it's funny. Even on the computer, I can't see everything. Okay, there's Crystal XO. Good morning. Can I please have a message about my soulmate? Did you want to do the first translation? I'll do the second.
Sure. I don't know why, Crystal. I'm seeing green apples. When you talk about your message for your soulmate. So I'm not sure if you like green apples or if your soulmate likes green apples. But there's something, and it could be an image of a green apple when you guys meet. But there's something about green apples when you meet this individual. And October. So October, it may not be this October when you meet your soulmate. It will make sense. I don't know if it's this October or if the birthday is in October. That's the message that I'm feeling, and very much you're connected with the green. So you're definitely a healer. and just to kind of keep doing what you're doing, and just keep giving. And there's a beautiful grandmother energy that's helping you. You're very creative. Hope that's helpful.
Yeah, October, the autumn is really strong with Crystal. There is an energy here too that they're making me feel. I think you know of your soulmate already, but it's not a direct connection, meaning that you're talking to them. There's just an aura field crossing into yours, which means that you've already met them. And there also, she says, with the grandmother figure, she's saying that the dreams are going to be a little bit more stronger. The dreams are going to help. Turn that down. The dreams are going to help connect you to it. The dreams are going to help show you what they're doing.
Okay.
So,
we see here, we have a few.
Okay, so the next one is, I can go to kind of the top.
Yeah,
The next
you can go
one
to the top and then we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, it's not quite the top, but it's just sort of part of it. So this is Amanda Martin Ward. What is my energy for my soulmate, love, and relationships? Did you want to start again and then I'll translate?
Sure. I don't know, Amanda. I'm feeling like a lot of body movement, a lot of exercise, a lot of fire energy. I just see like a lot of like movement. So I'm not sure if you're like, if there's a new exercise regime that you're doing or that your soulmate's doing. I do feel like there's a cycle being completed, and there's something about connected to four, having solid foundation. It's almost like rooting yourself, like you're very grounded, and just kind of trust is going to happen. Kelliena?
So, Amanda, the first thing they're presenting here is there is an aura. She says that you're completing a last cycle before the love blooms. So she says you're in an energy where you're taking back your power and you're recognizing much more of who you really are. So one thing I would recommend here is you're on the right track. It's just about learning to give to yourself and to know that it's okay to put yourself first. With it, that's the translation. The next one is Carrie Morgan. Okay. Do you want to go? Are you okay going first, Trace, and then going from there?
Okay. Let's just do that. What I'm doing when I'm just pulling a card or two from the tarot, just the classic tarot. Carrie, you have a huge connection to the ocean. Really, dreams. I feel like you guys are talking in dreams, and there's some symbolism. So they say record your dreams, and that you have a strong connection to the merfolk. And I see like the beach around, like obviously the beach, but like, and there's, you have starlight and victory, but you're pulling in some abundance. It's funny. Yes, there's a soulmate, but they're talking about what's going on right now. Is that you're pulling in some abundance, and that you're just growing beautiful energy. So go ahead, Kelliena.
They're saying the one thing they want you to know is that your soulmate is actively seeking you. There's an energy here that they are doing more for you than what you realize. And that they just want you to know that when you connect with them, they are going to be worthy of you. They're doing a lot of soul work. So there is aura that you're going to translate, that you're going to feel your soulmate, and that's their energy looking for you with it. So there's a lot of movement there.
Yeah.
The next seeker is Louise Doucette. Like everyone else, I would appreciate a message for her. Oh, thank you. That was very kind, Carrie. Thank you.
Louise, I feel like right now you're clearing some aura that should not be there. It's like you're clearing and you're kind of planning. I don't get a time frame, but it's almost like they're showing that you're clearing energy, clearing aura that does not belong. This is what they're kind of saying. And you're quite spiritual. Like there's a lot of spirit energy around you. And I feel like you have some people in the background in the spirit world helping connect. I see like the grandfather energy kind of helping connect you two, um, and just know it. Like I just feel like you're stepping into a new chapter.
They're for Louise, they're showing a lot of aura coming off the throat chakra right now. So there seems to be sometimes guardians will put us through what they translate as a detox, an energetic detox. So they're pulling some aura off here, which means that you're speaking a higher truth. One thing that you may notice the next couple of weeks is that you may need to rest more, detox more, yoga, walking if it's not too much snow, that kind of aura, because it's about taking that energy off you. But she says that you're realigning the aura field more stronger than you realize.
Yeah.
With it. I hope that helps. And then the next seeker, beautiful beams and gifts. She says, good morning. Any guidance if I will meet the love of my life in the future, like a healthy love relationship? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Do you want to go first, Trace? And then
Sure. You definitely have a beautiful, it's funny you say beautiful beings and gifts, because you're a gift to the world, because I just see this beautiful sun energy around you and that you really do shine. And I just feel like the individual coming in, your partner, is going to shine as well. And I just feel like they take me right into when you guys are older, and it's like, you guys get each other's cup of tea, cup of coffee, and it's just like this giddiness. Like I just feel excited for you. Um, you're putting in a lot of work. You're doing a lot and helping more people than what you realize. And what's going to be nice is that the partnership coming in, it's going to be a very nice connection. Everything that you like, and there's a connection. Sorry, the dog kind of went, and I don't know if the individual is going to have a dog or a connection to dogs.
the that aura also feels that they're showing an aura here that your soulmate is closer than you realize.
Yeah.
There is a lot of aura. There seems to be an extra aura between here and your upper back. So maybe looking into getting a massage. Energy. Oh, sorry, Trace. Oh, do you want to put on mute? Sorry.
Sorry,
No.
I don't know if I can put myself on mute.
No,
Wait.
not the puppies. Okay, so like they're in the window. They're like, what's going on?
That's your soulmate's dog coming through.
Yeah. There's an energy here they're focusing on. One of the things they're showing here for you, beautiful beams, is it's important to take some of the energy off you, because they're making me feel you have a lot on your plate. And it's important right now to focus on resting, recharging, because things are happening. They're also presenting an aura that you're going to have direct visions where you're actually going to see your soulmate, their face. They're saying that trust your impulses the next few months, because they keep saying things are happening more than you realize. With that, yeah, that's true. Hope that helps. And then the next one is aura. Do you want to do the translation first, Trace, and we'll go from there?
Sure, aura. Okay.
Yeah, aura.
Or I'm not sure if you doodle, but I see like little hearts. Like I don't know if you doodle hearts I just see like you're, I don't know if I do see that there's some romance coming your way, but it's almost like clearing aura and really stand up for. I think you're going to be given. Sometimes what will happen is they'll present an individual before, and depending upon what I see with you is almost like they're going to present someone. There's going to be a couple different options, but your soulmate is your soulmate. But I see you kind of standing up, if this hasn't already happened, but it's almost standing up for what you want in your relationship. So, and you're being very firm about that. And there's a connection to 4. So it could be, there's going to be either April, and it might not be this April, but there's a 4 connection to this with your partner and your soulmate, but really standing up for what you want.
I would agree with that. And the other part too, or they're showing an energy that, just a side note, they are showing a lot the next few months. There's going to be a lot of career opportunities, because she says you're building a foundation for the life before you. And that They do want to give it, like, there is an energy where career may be a little bit more of the focus the next couple months, where she says keep applying for more jobs, and she says keep an eye on coworkers of the past coming to you because they are helping align your aura field to new opportunities, because it just feels like they're trying to get more abundance to you for you and your family. That was really loud. And then we could do Karen. She's released a lot of expectations. Did you want to do a translation first, Trace? And then Karen D. I hope I'm
Sorry?
pronouncing it. Karen D.
Camera D. Camera D. You're very much an old soul, Camera D. I just see like this wisdom about you, and just beautiful purpley starlight, like just really owning your power, and just I just feel like this very calm energy around you, and it's almost like you have a beautiful connection to the woods. I see. They're talking about your inner beauty, like your beauty and your energy, and just to kind of not like you own it, but just see how beautiful you shine. And there's a lot of healing that you have done and continue to do. Um, they're just saying, there's a lot on the go for you, and if you can just rest this weekend, it just feels like it's for the soulmate. They're talking more about what's going on in your energy field. And I know that wasn't the question, but they're just talking about your seeing your power and your beauty. So that's what I kind of got. Kelliena, do you, and there's a wish granted coming.
Nice. Karen, the puppies. Sorry, guys. 1 second, Tracy. Come here, babies. One of the auras that they're focusing here for you is, I would agree with Tracy 100%. They are focusing more on you. They're focusing on recharging, reconnecting. They are showing an aura that you are going through she says that you're going through an energy where you're going through an energetic upgrade, where you are recognizing much more of your spirit and your power. The next few months is about knowing that it's okay to give to yourself. Yeah, they're putting the aura more on you at this time. I think also too, for your soulmate right now, there is a gentle aura where they're kind of saying that they need some time to complete a lesson. It's almost like they're not quite ready, and there's something they need to complete. Like they're almost there, but not quite. And they're saying that it's important to take time for yourself. To keep repeating that. I think there's something that they're completing a lesson or completing something before. She just disappeared. That's where they're presenting on that.
There is a one. Should we take one last question, Kelliena, or?
Yeah, we'll take one more. I see Annette, if you want to do Annette.
Okay.
Okay,
maybe we could do two more, because there was one from Alicia, a question about the moon. So okay. Maybe we'll finish up on that. So Annette, let's do Annette.
Yeah, I'm not seeing all the chat. The chat keeps disappearing. Okay, go ahead.
Annette, what I feel like is to have courage to step in. Like, and I'm not sure, like the guardians are saying step in. So it's almost like, and it's not just about the relationships, it's about stepping. I just feel like you being courageous, and you're really stepping into, whatever you're doing. It's almost like you're kind of going, okay, I don't know if there's kind of like a redirection. And it's almost like, well, do I go over here? But you're gently being guided to kind of make it, like, I don't know if it's a career change or a shift of focus, I feel like. And it's almost like they're saying, have the courage to do that. And you're working with a lot of creative energy. So really, I feel like keep your book next to your bed. Write down your ideas, because I feel like you're waking up with this fire energy and the creativity and the sacral energy, and writing it down, and just kind of keep doing what you're doing. That's what I'm feeling with you. And there's some pressure in my my crown chakra. So I don't know if there's a little bit of a sinuses. I know it's that time of year, but if you can just try to maybe a massage just to help drain that energy or whatnot. Go ahead.
And that's energy. There. Now I know Annette, you're really connected to the fairies. You have a lot of fairy power. One of the things that they're presenting here is you are in a frequency that the nature, the trees, the animals, they are calling and speaking to you, and that they are going to give you guidance. There, especially with crows. Every time you see a crow, there's going to be an energy that the crows are going to show you, give you visions about the soulmate coming to you. They're showing an aura that you are connecting to their frequencies much more stronger than you realize. And they're showing an aura. Oh, and she also said to Annette, they want you with your sisters. They're asking for more sister time because you and your sisters are vibrating in a higher aura, because I see your parents are here too. And they're showing an energy that your parents are calling and speaking to you to help open up more of your power and your spirit. Just sort of a heads up on that.